My fellow Mech Warriors, yesterday was a bad stream, a bad day to be a Mech Warrior, because for whatever reason, be it fate, be it luck, be it my own incompetence, we were not able to get any good matches going, and it was a harsh and grinding way to go through these matches yesterday. So what do you do, my fellow Mech Warriors, when such a day happens to you? Well, you can succumb to grief, you can succumb to alcoholism, or you embrace the suck. You embrace it and make it part of your own. And then, my friends, my comrades, then you fire all of that suck back at the enemy. And this is what we will be doing today, guys. This is going to be the Warhammer IIC 2 full-on LRM in your face vomit. Pray to Jesus and he won't help you. This is gonna hurt. Alright guys, let's jump right into the build. So the basis for this build is going to be an Clan XL Engine 360, which gives us 73 kph of speed. We've got a tag in the right arm, we've got quad LRM 20 and a LRM 15 in here. The rest is just filled up with ammo, max armor except for the head and the right and left leg, and a Clan active probe in the head to round things out. LRM 95, Warhammer IIC, it is a great mech if you really want to show your teammates and especially the enemy that it doesn't matter how potatoey your teammates are, it doesn't matter how potatoey the enemy is, if nothing works, at least you can make other people's day miserable with that. Which is actually not true, guys, because this is actually a pretty significant fire support mech that you can use from about 180 meters to about 300 meters to best effect, but it also has, of course, the range from the LRMs. So if you guys think the LRMs are bad, then you haven't been paying attention to this channel at all. Okay. For the build, for the skill tree, we have the firepower tree with high explosive 1 and 2, missile rack 1 and 2, and missile spread 1. We also have the survival tree. We have a lot of nodes in the survival tree because this is a mech that's meant to also expose and tank with the team. So full armor on the left-hand side of the tree as well as full armor on the right-hand side of the tree. Then we go full into operations so we can LRM as long as possible with cool run and heat containment. I also have sensors here for radar derp, which is not too bad to have. And I also included seismic 1 and 2. You can save 3 points here if you want to and put that into auxiliary, but I didn't choose that. I just wanted to have seismic here for whatever reason. In auxiliary, I went with double cool shot and cool shot cooldown. And if you don't want to use the 3 points here for seismic 1 and 2 and target decay 3, well, then you can put that into expanded reserves 1 and consumable slot 3 for a total of double cool shot, double RD. But as I said, I did not feel I needed that. So much about the build, guys. Let's go ahead and take this thing into a dropship and we will see how it performs. Let's go have some fun, okay? Well guys, here we are in the frozen wastelands of the frozen city. It is base against base. We are doing assault here, and as you guys know, I really hate those spawn points because they are across the valley, and it really helps to ensure that this is a sniper game, a passive game, a game of waiters and talkers, and I am a doer. So I am doing the same thing, and I'm just pushing right into the enemy with my LRM boat, leading the charge, because that is what I do. And we also have a beef on the team here as well in his light gauze 32 kph Fafnir. So if you see him holding back a little bit back there in base, well, he's a slow boy. Yeah, that Canadian bacon is a little bit slow today, but that is fine because we are up front and we're getting shot. So let's try and find a target and shoot back. For example, that catapult over there, full on LRM volley. As you can see, I've got the tag on one mouse button and all my LRMs on chainfire on the other mouse button. And there's 2 tricks to proper LRMing, guys. If you, by the way, that was just a kill. If you want to go ahead and be heat efficient, you just hold the mouse button down and it will just chainfire it. Or if you want to be effective and get some good fire down range, you just spam that mouse button. It's gonna be a little bit hotter because you are going into overheat a little bit, you're going into heat scale limit a little bit, but you're getting way more missiles down range, and if you're firing into AMS, make sure you get as many missiles as possible in there, because otherwise your missiles will just fizz out against the AMS. Speaking about fizzing out, let's go ahead and maybe try and make that Vapor Eagle fizz out a little bit. Nope, never mind, he's in cover, that's alright. We're gonna switch to the Enforcer, try to enforce a little bit of death onto him, and Let's see, 32%, 31%, one more volley, together with our teammates, should seal the deal here. Ripperoni, Jabroni, Tremble takes him out, and we can go ahead and maybe go on to the Annihilator or his buddy here in the Fafnir. Oh yeah, that's perfect, 300 meters, guys. Remember what I said, 300 meters is our range. That is the range to have fun. This is the range to lure him at. And I don't even need locks here. That Fafnir is so slow. I'm just gonna lure him whether I have a lock or not. Let's just do some good damage here. Okay, now he's running. Let's get the lock back and fire a full salvo into his back. See what I did there? I know that he's running away. I know that I might lose my lock any second, so that is the reason why I just spam out those missiles as fast as I can and then get as many missiles down range as I can to do as much damage as I can. Now we're getting engaged a little bit here on the side. Let's see what do we have here. Target Gulf, that's a rifleman, very close to 65 meters. It's also Annihilator shooting me, so I might not want to toy with this guy here because I can't out-brawl the Annie. But what I can do is put an artillery strike on his face and then go onto his buddy, the Blood Asp. And I know that if I go over to the left-hand side here, I should have some teammates here with me, so they might be able to absorb some of the damage. Holy hell, that Annihilator really wants me. Okay, if you want me, maybe you also want my missiles. There we go. So a little bit more off his armor. We lost a little bit of ammo, but that is all fine. CT is open. Whoop, there's the Annihilator again. Let's twist again, like we did last summer. Take a damage on the side torso, but do not lose much weapon systems, except for one Lerm 20. That's alright. You can take one of my Lerm 20s. I still got 3 left and a Lerm 15. So let's go ahead and do some damage to this Centurion. Oop, there is the Fafnir coming again. Let's go into cover here for a sec. Potentially go again onto the Annihilator. Do some more damage to him, get him back to cover, and then switch over to the Fafnir that's coming in. CT red and CT dead. Okay. 5 kills over 3 for us right now. Let's go ahead and find a different target and engage the target with extreme prejudice and a little bit of love. The friendly, nice love, of course, that is lurming them to death. For example, that Blood Asp here. Oh, he's not looking healthy. He's not looking healthy. Give me that lock. There we go. Here's a full-on Lurm Storm. There it hits, and there she blows. Beautiful. Okay. Now, by the way, guys, did you notice how I played that Lurm boat? I was actually the first guy up front with the enemy, and I am shot to hell right now. 48% of my mech, lost some weapons already, but that doesn't matter. I tanked my share, but I also did a lot of damage, and I also shot through almost 2,000 Lurms right now. And now we just help our team mop up these targets. Everything that is on my radar is fair game. Beautiful. 4th kill this round. The music plays again. Actually, it's the 3rd kill. TDP can't count, but that is alright. Let's try and find the 4th kill here. Oh, Marauder 2, 4 HP with 4 ER mediums and 2 Lerm 20s. Okay, sure. That's about half the amount of weapons I would like to see on this mech, so that's fine by me though. I'm just gonna hammer him to death here. One more salvo might actually do the trick here. Let's get it in. Oh, never mind, didn't get the kill. 10 kills over 6, this should be in the book. There's a Lerm 10 Centurion. Oh, hello there. And the Vapor Eagle just walking through here. He's still pretty fresh. Let's fall back a little bit. Let's give him the chance to actually engage my teammates. And once I'm at 180, there we go. There is a salvo, a little bit of damage into his back. TTB sends his regards, positioning for the win. Okay, so Centurion is done as well. The only guy still left alive is the Vapor Eagle. Maybe we can kill him and seal the deal and finish this match with our head held high and a full lance murdered at the hands of TTB. All this vengeance for all the suck we had to endure. Come on, Vapor Eagle. Come on, full salvo, pressing the buttons like very furiously, and hopefully we get the kill. There we go. Woo! Okay, so that was therapeutic, guys. That was therapeutic. If you have a day of bad games, stop playing, take some time, and then play something like this. 4 killing blows, 2 solo kills, 4 KMPDs, 1074 damage done, 445 damage tanked, 8 components taken out. Beautiful round, lots of fun, and as always, very enjoyable to play with the beef buddy. And guys, if you enjoy this content, check out my Patreon page to decide whether you want to be a member of Team TTB. We're gonna jump ahead right into the next game, which is actually the first match that I played on this build, and I think this is a very nice game to illustrate some mistakes that I'm going to be making in this round. It's still gonna be a good round, don't get me wrong, but I'm making a few mistakes here. I'm trying to be a little bit too gung-ho with my missiles, or not gung-ho enough, and I will get into that in a bit here. So we got a first salvo into the first enemy mech. Now we are shooting at the enemy Corsair. That's a Corsair 7R. Unfortunately, as you could see, I just shot about 16 missiles into oblivion, and it's a little bit hard on this map sometimes here on the Tourmaline Desert to actually lock targets. keep those locks, and then make sure that you get your missiles into target, especially with these big turbulent formations. And also, guys, it is a cliche, it is definitely a cliche, but hold locks for LRM is a thing, because if you're fighting against somebody and you don't have teammates near you, there's a chance somebody has LRMs. And if you don't lock your target, your teammate won't be able to hit this target if he is not in line of sight. So, very important, guys, to press that freaking R button. It is not optional. It doesn't have anything to do with not giving those dirty lurmers locks or anything. It is also self-preservation, because if you're just standing there getting shot to death by somebody else, but where you could have locked the enemy and could have gotten the support that you need to kill the target, then you're just pretty darn stupid. So don't do that. Lock your targets, guys. And that pertains to me as well. Sometimes I forget to lock as well. Always make sure you see something, lock it. Okay, speaking about locking, let's see if we can get another lock onto that Corsair and maybe get some more no, never mind. Again, about 160 missiles into oblivion. Let's see, the urban mech, I can't really lock that properly. There's some light mech up on top here, equal 6 on the terminal information. The Urbi is now making a beeline for it. That is perfect. We will be able to see him now, get some lurms to target and punish the urban mech, as well as, ooh, it's a king crab. A king crab, guys, is always a perfect target for lurming. It's a big ass mech and you can do a lot of damage to him, especially if you can hold the locks. Let's see, that Corsair is locked. He's also tagged, which means we do full damage to him. He's got whooping 1 AMS. 1 AMS against this Lurm Storm. It's not going to do much, guys. It's going to destroy a few single missiles, but yeah, he just took a good amount of damage. Let's see, we've got a Stalker here. Lurm 15s. There's a Lurm 60 Stalker against my Lurm 95 for Warhammer IIC. Guess who wins? Ooh, and that's a SRM Brawler Bushy. If I can lock him, I can do some good damage to him, maybe take out his leg, but once again, the lock is lost. So let's go on to the Stalker. I think in this match, I should be about 50 to 100 meters further forward to be able to get better locks, guys. And I'm a little bit too passive here, I'm a little bit too afraid to push in too far, and because of that, I'm not doing as much damage as I possibly could, because, as you know, the main measure of a good MWO player, by the way, that's a kill. The main measure of a good MWO player is whether you can manage to keep that heat bar high, but not so high that you overheat. Because that means that you're constantly shooting enemies. And if you're constantly shooting enemies and constantly hitting enemies, you will have amazing matches and you will have amazing match scores. Let's go ahead and help kill that Fafnir straight up and then go in onto the enemy Corsair, which we have softened up in the beginning, and now we just rain some missiles onto him, take him down with our teammate, and there is the... it's even Jack, by the way, but that's alright. He can shoot me a little bit with his lasers. I've still got about 80% of my mech left, but he doesn't have much life left because my teammates just crit him through the CT. Now, again, guys, if you see a teammate with those little bars, there's that Wi-Fi reception next to it. It means there's ECM next to him. That's a heavy gauze Fafnir now going into my body. Luckily, he locks the target, and luckily, I actually am in visible range, and I am at 250 meters, so I'm just gonna keep the lurms coming, and that Fafnir is going to be lurmed and killed to hell. There we go. And the last target also falls. 12 kills over 2. The final score, we went through about 1,300 missiles. No, actually 2,300 missiles, and we did some good damage, but I think we didn't do as much as we could have. 1 killing blow, 2 KMDDs, 934 damage done, just 180 damage taken, and 2 components destroyed. With a little bit better positioning, more aggressive positioning, I think this could have been like 1,200, 1,300 damage game. Easy. Embrace the suck, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and have a great day. TTP out.